time for the main events.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. I want to talk about how WWE and 2K, mainly Visual Concepts and 2K, can salvage the Ringside Season Pass 2. Because if they don't do these 7 things, I think a lot of people are going to drop this game like a bad habit. They're going to trade in their physical copies, they're going to delete it off their games, they can't get a refund because it'll have been too long. But they will put such a sour taste in the player's mouth that I think a lot of players, other than, of course, the people like me that buy it for covering on the channel, for you guys, I think they're going to drive away a lot of their player base. And by dropping last-gen consoles, they've already lost a lot of their player base. So it's a slippery slope. But rather than be part of the problem and just complain and give my grievances, I've come up with 7 solutions, 7 things that they could do to fix or really salvage the Ringside Pass concept going forward. Because let's face it, they're not going to get rid of it. This is the future of the franchise. This is what they're going to do. They're going to buckle down because this is what their corporate mandate wants, infinite revenue stream. And this is probably the only way, the only reason that they allowed them to drop last-gen consoles is because they came up with this. Now, there's still a way to make a lot of money off of this. There's still a way to keep the fans happy. You got to find that perfect balance, and hopefully this list that I made will get to the developers because I think there's a lot of good stuff in here. So sound off the comments below if you have anything to add to this, other than obviously the obvious thing, just get rid of it and go back to the old way. But without further ado, let's get to this list. Alright, how Season 2 DLC needs to change or lose its player base, or it could lose its player base forever. Alright, number 1. Allow players to spam the RXP, go back on this, if they want. It's still the quickest to just buy tier skips, so it still incentivizes players to buy them. Casual players will not sit there for 3 hours to do the same thing over and over again when their game time is so limited. I guarantee you, those with disposable income, big families that just want to get the tier stuff, they'll probably just pay it and get the whole stuff right away. Now, those of us that are gamers, those of us that are content creators, or those of us that understand what they're trying to do, we're not going to support that, obviously. But for those casual players that have limited time, they're like, man, I don't got time to grind this. I'm just going to give them the $2 and get the stuff right away, even though they've already paid extra to get that paid DLC. So just allow the players that are going to use this, the spam thing, just put it back on. It'll be a good look. You'll keep the major hardcore fan base happy, and yeah, you won't get roasted on X again. Number 2, change the RXP gained and give players more. The grind is too much for so many seasons. Honestly, 300 RXP should be the minimum per match. They could also add different amounts based on how many stars you get in the match. Based off the difficulty level of the match type, having a flat 130 is just way too low, in my opinion. So yeah, they really need to increase the amount of RXP you get from winning matches. If you're playing on Legendary, you should get 500 a match if you put on a 5-star match. Heck, maybe even 1,000, because this game, the AI is not messing around in this game. They're much harder than it was last year. So reward the players that spend the most time in your games. That's all I'm saying. Having a flat 130 is ridiculous. It's like, well, I'm just going to put on easy mode and blast through it, and then that's going to sour people on the game long term. You really got to think about how to keep your fan base happy for the entire year. You can't just throw endless content, endless packs, endless this. You got to keep it fun. And the fun is not there because of this Ringside Pass. The game itself, the mechanics, the new features are awesome. But it's all bogged down by this Ringside Pass. So just giving us more RXP for Season 2 would go a long way. Number 3, put the DLC wrestlers in the first tier. All 4. Do not make players grind for stuff they paid for. It's a huge turnoff to buying the DLC. Add in alternate attires for those wrestlers, the DLC wrestlers, for later tiers. That would add huge value. So, the way that DLC should go going forward, if we are going to stick to this Ringside Pass, is instead of having the paid wrestlers locked throughout the Ringside Pass Premium Pack, so you have to get to frickin' tier 20 to unlock your last character, why don't you just have all the characters either unlock immediately, and then you can have one extra attire, which shouldn't cost that much money because it's the same character model. You don't have to change the entrance. You don't have to change anything else. It's literally just an attire. It could even be as simple as a slight color swap with a different t-shirt or something, just for this year. I feel like that would go a long way. It would add a lot of value to these ringside passes, especially since we're paying a lot more money. I feel like having an alternate attire for those that doesn't take up an attire slot for your created wrestler and is just attached to the DLC wrestlers, that would be really, really cool. Because sometimes when we get our DLC wrestlers, it's not the desired version of that wrestler. Now you can do this via persona card. You could just have it just be a normal attire card. However you want to do it, or just the attire pieces so we can do it ourselves in the creator wrestler, that would be great. Just something like that would go a long way, and I feel like it would add way more value than having a bunch of virtual currency or locking out our paid DLC wrestlers to the later tiers. Because to me, this is probably the most annoying thing about the premium pass, is when these next season passes come out, if you guys stay true to how it is now, it'll take me 2 weeks to unlock them because I don't have a lot of time after work between trying to make content for this channel, playing the game, and just work. It's going to take me a while to get those, and I want to get up videos, I want to show it off to people, and I want to use the creation parts for my wrestlers as we go. So, especially since a lot of them are cool AAA wrestlers, they have a lot of cool parts I want to use. Anyway, on to the next one. Now, number 4, instead of locking DLC characters to the Battle Pass, locked the persona cards or alternate versions of the characters already in the game, like DX Triple H or Kane 97, etc. Stop using the alternate versions of wrestlers as version sellers. It's just not worth the money to me, not anymore. Like, if you have Triple H in the game already, and you're selling me the the Monday Night Wars edition, and it comes with 2 extra Triple H's from different versions of him. That's not worth the money to me, like, at all. Not anymore. I feel like that's the type of thing you should be locking to the premium pass. Obviously, the paid wrestlers should be the first tier for the season pass. There's a way to do this to where it pleases everybody and it still pleases the investors, because I know you guys have got investors to answer to, and you guys want that endless revenue stream with a yearly release, which I just don't think it's possible with the current setup. I think eventually the balloon or the bubble will burst, and I have a feeling you're going to lose a lot of players over this. Now, you'll have the ones that are super loyal and stick around, and maybe that's the ones you guys are going for, but long term, to build out more fans, you need less things getting in your way of the fun. So, if that makes sense. Anyway, on to the 5th thing. Number 5, give RXP for using Creation Suite. Have it based on time spent in the mode, but make sure it's not like if you're just leaving it on in the background. Make sure you have to be active there the whole time. Active movement, active going through the menus. Otherwise, people just leave it on and they'll scam it that way. Give us RXP for uploading and downloading creator wrestlers. And give us RXP for every download or upvote we get for our creations. And give us extra points when we defend our custom championships in the various modes, either online or offline. I don't think you can defend them online, but like in the old days, was it SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 and 2008? That was awesome. But if you defend it on your Universe show, give us like an extra 5 points. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. If you defend a created championship because you made the championship, it makes it seem more special that way. I don't know. I just think that'd be a nice little touch. You can give us an extra 5 or 10 RXP just for defending our created championships. That would be really, really cool. Number 6, RXP in-game achievement system or milestone system. Let's say you do 100 matches, gets you X amount of RXP. You do 500 matches, X amount of RXP, 1,000, 2,000, etc., etc. That would be really, really cool, and it could be like a Hall of Fame type of thing where, wow, you've done 2,000 matches across all modes, right? So here's an extra, 4,000, 2,000, however you guys want to scale it, RXP to help boost your thing. That way, if you're only playing like one mode, like let's say you're only playing Universe, or you're only playing Exhibition, or you're only playing My GM, sorry I can't talk, whatever mode you're playing the most in, it doesn't matter because it all adds up together. I just think that'd be a really cool touch, some sort of milestone system. You already have all these systems built in, like, what is it, MyGM for the weekly shows, and then at the end you have the Hall of Fame and everything. You also have it built into the island. There's so many different systems on there. You even have it built in on My Faction. So there's plenty. The systems are already built. You can add those in the back end for RXP. I just think that'd be a nice little extra touch. Number 7, offline tracker for the Switch 2 edition. If you are out and playing the game with no internet, in your car, the dentist, the DMV, the game should still keep track of how many matches you did, and then once you go online, it should just add those points and your records and everything to the server, and then boom, you get those points. Because the one thing that killed the 2K Battlegrounds for me on the Switch version was the fact that I literally took it to the dealership when I was getting my car serviced, and I went to earn some coins to unlock wrestlers, and then I found out you couldn't earn jack squat unless you were connected to the internet. And their internet there was so bad it wouldn't stay connected. So I couldn't earn any coins, and I was there for 2.5 hours. And I had just bought that game. I was all excited because I bought it because I was going to have to be there to get my car serviced. So that soured me on the game on the Switch 2 version, or the Switch version, and I never played it ever again on the Switch. And then when I finally got it on PlayStation and found out it didn't even have a platinum, that was a huge turnoff. So that whole game was just a nightmare. But it sounds like it's the same thing. Like if you don't have internet access, you cannot earn RXP. There's got to be something in the system baked in where if you're playing offline or you lose internet connection, let's say there's a storm, let's say they're doing maintenance on your internet, and it just happens to be the time frame that you have, limited time frame you have to play the game. Well, there should be some sort of system to track it, and then once you go online, it just adds it to it. They do it with achievements. They do it with trophies on the PlayStation. If you earn a bunch of trophies offline, and then once you go online and kiss the server, boom, it unlocks them on the server. It's not that hard to do. Well, I'm not a programmer, but they figured it out with trophies. I think you could figure it out with the RXP system. Anyway, so these are the 7 things that I think would really help Season 2 be a success and the seasons going forward. If it's just the same thing as Season 1, I have a feeling we're going to have a mass player drop-off for next year's game. Like I said near the beginning of the video, they're going to have the whales that buy everything up in the game, do everything in the game, the content creators that love the game like myself. I just love the character creator. It's still the best one out there regardless of all the microtransactions. You still can't do half the crap that you can do this game in any other game and make so many wrestlers, 200 wrestlers. There's still a ton of creation parts. So I love the creation suite. It's just all this greedy look stuff that it just seems so greedy and so anti-consumer. And I know it's probably not the devs' fault. It's mostly corporate demanding more money out of the games. And if they don't deliver, they might go to EA, and then that's it. If they go to EA, a lot of you guys think EA is going to be much better. No. They're not going to get the SmackDown engine. It's going to be a clean slate. There probably won't be a creator wrestler. The gameplay will be totally different. I mean, the character models will look great, but if you don't care about the creator wrestler, then yeah, you'll probably be happy as a clam. But there won't be 400 wrestlers. You'll be lucky to get maybe 100. Like, yeah, if EA gets a hold of the franchise, it'll probably take 10, 15 years before it gets up to where 2K is now. Literally, this Ringside Pass is the only thing really holding this game back. And I feel like if they can figure it out with Season 2, then the game will be awesome for the rest of the year. So there you have it. Those are the 7 things that I think could really help right the ship for WWE 2K26 Ringside Season Pass 2. I got it right that time. And if they don't do this and they just keep it the status quo, I have a feeling we're going to have a mass drop-off of the player base. You'll see the island totally dead. The online player base, if it's not dead already, will die off. And only the absolute hardcore players that buy this game only and are stuck because it's the only wrestling game, or just love the game in general, because there are those people that love the game regardless, they're the only ones that are going to stick around. And if they continue this to Season 3, 4, 5, all the way to 6, yeah, it's going to be a ghost town. So please, 2K, please implement some of the stuff I said or come up with something that's not such a grind. Heck, you could have huge double XP weekends. That should have been a number 8 thing. You could have, or RXP, whatever it's called. There are ways to do this correctly and still look good to the investors, because I know that's why they're doing it. They had to make up for losing PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game. You can't go full greed. You guys went full greed, and I have a feeling it's going to bite you in the ass, because it looks like it is if you go look at the Steam reviews. Thank you for watching. Sound off in the comments down below. If you have anything to add, please add it to the comments. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, stay frosty.